end of a busy working year, and as has become tradition, Creamer Media reviews a selection of the most popular real economy reports of 2011. We start this year's Real Economy Report countdown with the finishing stage of glass manufacturer Consol's 5th manufacturing facility in Nigel.
Africa's largest glass packaging manufacturer, Consol, injected 1.9 billion rand into a new glass manufacturing facility in Nigel. The facility has a capacity of 110,000 tons, taking Consol's total manufacturing capacity across its now 5 facilities in South Africa to 950,000 tons.
What you see today in Nigel is you have flexibility matching to future growth. Acknowledge that we have potentially got in excess capacity to demand, but in the glass industry also we're the major player, so to respond to any market move then we would have to support it. So we had no choice but other than in order to support market demand, we had to make the decision to build a new plant. We are fortunate in Consol that we've got a lot of flexibility, but we still need an additional capacity to make sure we can support it. From a manufacturing sector point of view, we have a very strong internal training program. We are very self-sufficient. We look after our own training. So our development of our people, we have the opportunity to move them around within our group is there. So we do believe that we get up for the future, and if we have to respond at short notice, then we can respond at short notice. But you can't put in a new plant, in a couple of weeks. That's what actually happens. So, yeah, we're still positive about it. Let's put it that way.
Our next insert tackles work at height, with Heightwise Training Academy launching a new training facility in Midrand. Heightwise Training Academy has invested 60,000 rand in infrastructure and equipment for its first training facility, which is equipped to train fall arrest technicians and level 1 to 3 rope access technicians.
For us as Skyriders to have an in-house training facility, making sure our technicians are always at the forefront of their different skills, and that they're regularly checked up and that we don't have any accidents in the future.
The implementation agreement for the second phase of the Lesotho Highlands water project was another popular video for 2011. Considered as one of the largest and most intricate construction projects in the world, South Africa and Lesotho have now agreed to move forward with phase 2 of the Lesotho Highlands water project. At an estimated cost of 15 billion rand, this phase comprises a water delivery system to augment the delivery of water to South Africa and the construction of a hydropower plant.
The thinking is that we are going to use 200 megawatts of that 1,200 in Lesotho, and the rest, which will be between 800 and 1,000 to South Africa and to Botswana in particular and beyond South Africa.
South Africa's oldest radio telescope, the 26-meter diameter dish at Hartbeespoort, celebrated its 50th anniversary in July and debuts at number 7. The dish was originally built in only a few months for America's National Aeronautics and Space Agency. Dr. George Nicholson, emeritus astronomer and former director of the Hartbeespoort Radio Astronomy Observatory, explains why.
The 26-meter radio telescope was built in 1961. It was built as one of 3 similar facilities around the world, spaced out roughly at intervals of 120 degrees longitude, to track American deep space probes that were sent to the moon, the planets and interplanetary space to investigate those environments.
Coming in at number 6 is the Kuche Development Corporation, which is focusing on renewable energy. The renewable energy focus emanates from the need for more energy in the industrial development zone. This led to the formation of the Kuche IDZ Energy Cluster, which has several power projects lined up, such as the 2,400 megawatt Kuche combined cycle gas turbine station, the 330 megawatt Dedisa peaking plant, 183 megawatts of wind energy and 12 megawatts of solar energy. The Kuche Development Corporation is also looking at green technologies to leverage the year's national budget. Our next most popular video was news that BAE Systems Land Systems South Africa had unveiled a new version of the Casper mine-protected vehicle.
The Casper Mark 6 brings together the DNA, so to speak, of Casper, the well-known mine-protected vehicle, and the Ural Russian truck. It's commercial off the shelf, so the Ural was used as is. One can, within limits, also utilize other chassis other commercial aggregates if that is your installed base of preference in a specific country or region.
We take a closer look now at the start of operations of Phase 2 of the 26.4 billion rand Gautrain project. The Gautrain recorded 20,000 passenger trips on the train system and 3,300 trips on the ancillary bus service for the first day of operations between Tshwane and Johannesburg. The line between Tshwane and Johannesburg opened on August 2nd, adding to the Sandton OR Tambo International Airport link, which has been operational since June 2010. Our next most popular video is an attempt by a British team to break the land speed record on Hakskeenpan in the Northern Cape in 2013. The current land speed record was set in 1997 by the thrust supersonic car at 1,227 kilometers an hour. Bloodhound, named after a decades-old UK missile, will have the same driver as the thrust had, Royal Air Force Wing Commander Andy Green. Green says although the new record attempt has a hefty price tag, it will also offer some generous benefits to those who choose to become involved.
The thing that's really surprised me, I've done this before, the thing that has surprised me is we are finding it relatively easy to get the money. Big sponsors are still getting very interested in this project despite the financial challenges. And the reason for that is not just because this is a fantastically exciting project, we're building the ultimate racing car, but because of the education side, because we have a global education project, because we already have nearly 2 million students involved, because we are leaving a legacy, which is that next generation of scientists and engineers.
Our second most watched video this year was the South African Air Force's air capability demonstration at the Roodeval Weapons Range in Limpopo Province. The capabilities of the South African Air Force are in an advanced state of transformation thanks to its new Gripen fighters, Hawk fighter trainers, A109 light utility helicopters, Lynx maritime helicopters, fully operational Royfalk combat support helicopters, and modernized C-130 Hercules transport aircraft.
I think we need to understand that air power stretches far beyond just an air force. So what you see here is actually a collaboration between the South African Air Force, the South African National Defence Force, and local as well as foreign industry. Hawk, on the other hand, is now well established in the training environment, and pretty soon we will have an operational capability there as well in terms of it is air-to-air capability as well as its data link. It is air-to-ground capability as well established, and I see a formidable team between Gripen and Hawk in not only the close air support environment but also in terms of the strategic battle and interdiction.
And that brings us to the most watched video on Creamer Media's Real Economy Report, the South African Air Force's fully operational and certified Royfalk attack helicopters. Although the South African Air Force has flown the country's indigenous attack helicopter for some years, it wasn't operational. It was flyable but not fightable. Denel Aviation, the helicopter's manufacturer, has since handed 5 significantly upgraded and fully operational Royfalks over to the Air Force, with 6 more to follow later.
The main site has been upgraded. The cannon system has been rectified. Its reliability is now almost 100%, and other safety aspects of the aircraft have been addressed.
That's it from this year's Real Economy Report team. Log on next year for more news and updates on the economy and the best South Africa has to offer in the fields of science and technology.